Flashbangs, tear gas, pepper balls, law enforcement using a variety of less than lethal options during protests in downtown LA on Saturday evening.
Mike Rogers, you talked to a man tonight who says one of those less than lethal rounds nearly took his eye out.
Yeah, he says this all happened Saturday, Pat and Juan. I spoke with him in his hospital bed. He is still hospitalized after sustaining that injury from that protest. Now, I want to show you kind of the ammunition that we're talking about here. We'll show it to you from Saturday because it was well noticed. You see them here. Now, these are the 40 millimeter, they're called less than lethal foam projectile launchers. And you can see them. Every green strap you see on an LAPD officer is one of those less than lethal rounds. I want to show you a video that was released by the LAPD when they had a critical incident, and it shows you exactly what kind of the ammunition is, what the launcher looks like. It is designed in crowd situations generally to be shot at the ground, and then it has a ricochet effect. In this situation, you're seeing that officer use it at a more direct target. That is for more specific scenarios on a scene-by-scene basis, not necessarily for crowd control. Nonetheless, though, one of these foam projectiles hit a man. His name is Marshall. He says it happened on Saturday. Now, I asked him why he was there after a dispersal order had been given. He says he never heard one, and things changed very quickly.
There wasn't really any announcement to disperse. It was just they just sent in the police. You know, there wasn't really any clear communication in that regard. It was just, you know, it very much felt like shoot first, ask questions later. And you know, there was no sense of organization, no sense of even trying to direct the protesters out of the areas that they wanted. It was just, let's, you know, send in as much force as possible.
Now, I did have to blur underneath Marshall's eye there because of the extent of the injuries. And I can tell you, after looking at a photo of him from right before surgery, his face does look much better, but still very dramatic to see it under his eye there. Now, he says he's very disappointed by what happened. He said he was only there to peacefully protest. He says that's what it was for the majority of the time. He accuses the LAPD and the LA County Sheriff's Department of escalating the situation to the point where those less than lethal rounds had to be used. You've heard in our reporting, though, law enforcement says that they only did that because things were being thrown at those officers, including rocks and bottles. The chief has previously said in the last several days and last week, in fact, that they will begin to look at all of these use of force incidents on a kind of case-by-case basis. He addressed a couple of them that have been brought to his attention. He says that they will investigate those. Corresponding body camera video is usually released after things like this. We did see it in 2020 after the George Floyd protests as well, where LAPD did release a number of them. We've already told you about lawsuits that have been filed as well. So we'll see how it all goes from here. But Marshall tonight, very clear, very adamant that it does not need to happen. He accuses the police of escalating the situation.
Thank you, Mike.